FC Kopenhagen 4, Manchester United 3, an absolute thriller of the game, but for all the wrong reasons. Because I think throughout that game, you just wondered what was going to happen next, who was going to fuck up next, who was going to mess up next. Was it going to be Copenhagen? Was it going to be Manchester United? Was it going to be the referees? Like, you just knew at some point someone was going to mess up, because that's really what it was, a game of mess ups at the end. And Copenhagen have stolen victory thanks to a Manchester United mess up. That's really what it is. Now, a lot of people will ask about that red card. Was that a red card? I have seen those given. I've seen Paul Pogba get them a lot of times where he does that thing, and it infuriates me. That kind of red card infuriates him, because what Rashford is doing is he's trying to do a tilt-a-whirl turn where he's trying to just get around to protect the ball, and then he can win a foul off of it. I used to see Paul Pogba do that every time, and he would, and many times he would miss the ball. He would get his leg onto an opponent's leg, get sent off, get a yellow for it. Rashford is now fallen into the same trap doing this kind of crap, and he also got a red card for that. So I have no problem with it. I've seen those given, so I have no problem with the red card. The penalty for Copenhagen, I thought that was not a penalty, but then he gave the same penalty for Manchester United. So I think that's fair. I think that's a fair thing to say. The goals, I mean, you got to say, Rasmus Hojlund's 2 goals, very well taken. The first one is a typical striker's poacher's finish, absolutely wonderful. The second goal, again, very good anticipation and awareness to know that maybe the goalkeeper is going to spill it and where it's going to fall. Very, very Haaland-esque and very wonderful goal. And unfortunately for him, he scored 2 goals again. And I think he scored 5 goals for Manchester United, and they've lost every time. They've lost every game where he scored. I mean, it's just unbelievable that this is happening to him. I wonder what he thinks of all of this. But 2 very good goals. You thought Manchester United will cruise through, but as a fan, I know that's never possible. United never cruise. They always make things difficult for themselves, and then that red card made things worse, and they just disintegrated. Like, everybody knew that they were going to disintegrate, and they disintegrated. Within 10 minutes, Copenhagen are 2-2. The first goal, poor defending, allowed to score. The second goal, as I said, it shouldn't have been given as a penalty, but it was given. It's 2-2. Ten Hag, should have made substitutions early. Maybe should have taken off Eriksen early, brought on Amrabat. Not that Amrabat did very well, he also gave the ball away, so that's something to say. He's looked very, very average, by the way. I have to say Amrabat has been a very average signing. I'm glad it's a loan, because I hope they don't make it permanent, because he's not that good. He's just not that good. But 2-2, and they still fought back. They made it 3-2, got that penalty decision. It's 3-2, and they're cruising. And then the defense just makes a mess of things. I mean, that third goal, why is wan-Bissaka passing it that way back to Onana? It's a simple pass that he could have made. He's made it complicated. He's allowed that to go. I think it's a corner. I mean, people are saying there's doubt about it, but when I saw it first, I thought it was a corner on the replay. Maybe it's not, but I thought on the replay it looked like it was a corner. So maybe somebody can tell me why it's not. But I thought it had gone out. I thought it had gone out and that it should be a corner. But you always put yourself in a difficult position when you make passes like that and you put the goalkeeper into awkward situations. It's a corner, needless pressure. The ball comes in, poor defending again, and it's a good finish. And it's 3-3. So Lerager, they allow him to get in, and he goes in, gets the header. Dalot is at fault for that goal. So wan-Bissaka is at fault for conceding the corner. Then Dalot is at fault for losing his marker and making it 3-3. I mean, it's just poor. And at that point, you knew that Copenhagen were going to go on and win the game. You knew they were going to somehow get it. And Claesson with an absolutely crappy shot. It's a mess up there, but nobody followed. Manchester United are just hoping it will go out for a corner, or for a goal kick or a throw in. Doesn't go anywhere. The Copenhagen players are there first. The United players are switched off, sleeping, obviously, and it comes back in. And it's a good finish from Roony, and it's 4-3. And that all begins because Rafael Varane doesn't know how to, is just messed up there in a simple pass. He just loses the ball in a dangerous area. So it is just a mess. It's just a mess. Either Rafael Varane, another player who had an absolutely shocking performance today. I don't know what's going on in his mind. You can see why he is today. I think was the reason Ten Hag will come out, maybe not come out, but he will probably be saying to himself, this is why I don't start him. This is why he's not starting, because he's just not there. His head is not switched on. I don't think Evans is better than him as a defender, but right now Varane is not switched on, so Evans looks better. That's just unbelievable, isn't it? It's so bad to see. I mean, United are in such a bad place at this moment in time. You thought the Fulham win was something, but it's just, it's just nothing. It's just back to the same old grind, and they've lost 3 points. It's a massive 3 points for Copenhagen, it has to be said, because now they're, going to compete with Galatasaray, and if that game could be a straight shootout, Galatasaray against Copenhagen, the next one, not the next one, but the last weekend, that is the last game week is going to be an absolute straight shootout between those two teams to see who comes out on top. United, I mean, for those who want to take any positive from this, I'll say that this result probably means that they might not even qualify for the Europa League. I know some people look down on it, so they'll be happy with it. I don't. I would have preferred them to at least be in the Europa League, but I think right now it looks like they might not even make it there. So, because I don't see how they get enough. I don't think they'll get more than a point from the next 2 games. I think that's the best they can hope for, a point, and that's not going to be enough. So, it's sad. It is very sad, but at the same time, I think this is where it is. I feel for Ten Hag because he's been let down by the players again. Didn't help with his own tactics and his team selection. I thought maybe Elyounoussi should have come on earlier and not Mount. And the Mount was just an absolute waste of or even if he was going to bring on Mount, should have gone much earlier than he did. But maybe Elyounoussi should have come on as well, but just poor there. But at the same time, there's no excuse. The players conceding 4 goals, that's on them, and it's just poor defending, poor mentality. That's what we've come to expect now. We just expected that this is what Manchester United is. So I don't know. Anyway, let's see what happens. Smash a like on this video. Share your thoughts on the game, of course. Do subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.